Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for clicking it. That means a lot to you guys keep looking. If you guys keep looking, I'll keep making. And today we're talking about who I think will win this season. This is a series that we've been doing basically every other week for each of the 3 seasons that I've covered on this channel. It's kind of a staple of the channel. And in this episode, I want to talk about what players I think generally have a shot to win. Isn't just the players who are in the best spot or the players who I feel like aren't going soon, but the players who I can envision being at the end, making their case and winning right now based off of what we've seen. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff because it's free, it's easy, and it really helps the channel out. Okay, so the first person I want to talk about is the person that I'm the most confident in putting in this category, and that's Sammy. Someone who is in my last who will win video. I feel like he is a lock, at least to get towards the end of the game. And at this point, he's gotten the most complete edit of anyone still left in the game. I would have said Ellie, but now she's gone, so I feel like it's now Sammy. I think the biggest difference here is going to be Sammy has the edit and the game, and the rest of the people that I'm going to talk about have edit or game, or maybe like a little bit of both, but not a lot of both. Sammy had a fantastic premiere episode. On top of that, he's in one of, if not the best spots in the game. I think I had him at number 1 in my last power rankings. I think Sammy just is the full package. On top of that, we've seen people like him win, not necessarily his age, but his demographic. Now, in this new era, the fact that he's a male and on top of that, the fact that he's white does hurt him. But I think this jury could be the exception. With a mostly male jury, they could kind of break the cycle of only of voting for POC women. So we'll see. Moving forward, I think his ally in Owen is also someone that deserves a spot on this list. I think Owen's problem for me is just his pre-merge edit. At first, in the last Who Will Win video, I actually said that I didn't want to consider Owen because I thought his edit was too negative during the pre-merge, right? We saw Owen kind of make fun of his tribe mates in a way that was pretty negative, like saying that they're all idiots and calling himself a curmudgeon. That person usually doesn't win. And so I was a little bit concerned, but now that I can see that he was making fun of Ellie, someone who goes home at the merge, it's not so bad anymore. It's not as bad as, like, for example, a Carla who made fun of Cody in such a like a really mean way, and he's the fan favorite. So that's not very good. I think Owen making fun of his tribe isn't the worst thing in the world for his edit, and I can get past it when he's playing the game that he is. He's only second behind Sammy as far as who's in the best spot in the game. Although his tribe is kind of decimated, they still have Gabler, a perfect GOAT, and on top of that, their threat level was gone after the big blow up with Gabler and Ellie. They're no longer the tribe with crazy big numbers, which is good for their threat level. I think overall Owen's in just as good of a spot as Sammy. The issue is Owen isn't really making the decisions, which is scary for his jury chances. But if Owen can take out Sammy before the end and sit with Gabler and someone else, he's going to have a really, really good shot to win the game. And on top of that, I actually have a theory. Obviously, with us having probably 4 women on the jury here with Noelle, Janine, Carla, and Cassidy, I think although Noelle will probably vote very kind of unbiased and who has the best game, who was the strongest, I think the other 3 women in Carla, Cassidy, and Janine will want to vote for a woman. Now, if there isn't a woman at the end, I think Owen is the closest thing to it. He's very effeminate, and I think he is more of a sensitive person, and that may kind of resonate with those females on the jury, which gives him 3 locked votes if I'm right. So I think that's only positive for his jury chances. Another person, and this may surprise some people, I think James deserves to have a spot on this list, and it really starts in the pre-merge where he got the second most content on his tribe behind Carla, which is really good because Carla's in a good spot as well. Him and Carla are in a bond together that seems to be pretty strong. His spot in the game, although shaky, he's surviving these votes where he's getting votes, which is pretty impressive, especially not with many allies. He has at least a friend, which is good because usually you need at least one friend to make it through those first few votes at the merge. I think his only issue is going to be surviving like 5 more blindsides, because I'm sure he's going to get votes at every single tribal moving forward, at least from the minority voters. So I think the biggest issue for him is that I think he's really set as far as the edit goes. He's gotten a great edit. He's gotten his story about the chess thing, and playing chess and being the only whatever. That's a good story. And then I think on top of that, we see him probably being one of the best players in the game. We've seen his strategy of just sitting back and letting other people kind of make mistakes and reveal their strategies, like with Ellie, like with Lindsay. I think it's very impressive, and if he can keep up that strategy, I think he has a really, really good shot to get far in the game. I think, to me, he could be a winner. I could see him fighting for a shot at the end, and although he's playing passive now, he could turn it on towards the end for sure. All right, before I get to the last person on my list, let's talk about some people who I feel like don't belong on this list that people may think belong on this list. First is Carla. People are really, really high on Carla. She's gotten a fantastic edit despite not playing the best game at this point, and probably having one of the most sound edits behind Sammy, probably second to Sammy, which is impressive. The issue is I don't think she's in the best spot game-wise, and I think her edit's almost a little bit too good to be true. I think she's going to have like a downfall episode, just like Shan, just like Hai, and she'll go out around like 8 or 7. And then Cassidy, I feel like she's been just not really focused on enough. Her edit's been pretty weak the past few episodes, and although she may be able to go under the radar for the next like 5 or 6 votes, I think she's going to go eventually, whether sooner or later. And the last person I have, and I can't believe I'm doing this, I think Cody has a shot to win. His edit after last episode for me has completely switched now. I can see him as a player. He's no longer just the Livin guy. He's actually a player in the game. He seemed to play pretty well. Now, I think the move that they made last episode was very poor. I think it was way too early. I think it just didn't feel right to me at all. You're losing an ally that would have stuck with you for much longer, and now you're probably going to lose Noelle in the process. But if they can recover from this, I think Cody's edit obviously has been fantastic. He's been shown very, very positively, so there's no problems there. It's just as far as like, does he have that gear, to kick in and say, okay, now it's time to play, instead of just relying on his niceness, because niceness doesn't really win jury votes anymore, at least, sadly. But what do you guys think? Who is your winner pick for this season? And as this season starts to progress, definitely to tune into our live recap shows. They air right after the episode ends on my channel. Again, none of this happens without you guys. Like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Now that's what I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.